crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people.
The scenario being played today is the 2015 Incursion. This one has no kill box. There are 3 flags. Each one can be either controlled or dominated for 1 point, and the first one to 5 points wins. Alright guys, we have a game here with Retribution being played by Kieran, and the caster is going to be Ossyan, up against on this side Curtis and his Khador, who is running Sorscha. So looking at this matchup, on the left you had Kieran won the initiative, so Ossyan is going to be going first. And then of course Sorscha picked the side with the hill, because she loves to have that line of sight. Her feet needs her to have line of sight, so a hill's pretty awesome. Plus, elevation's the one thing that the strike force does not ignore. So what happens here is that Ossyan's going to be going up, putting Quicken onto the Strike Force. Strike Force is really going to be rushing up there. Otherwise, Rifleman running up, Banshee running up, Desperate Pace being given to the Halberdiers. They're going to be running up here, doing their best to either be in the forest or be in the trench. They're up against all those snipers, which will really rip them up, but they do have speed on their side. So that's it. Of course, he's trying to space out, because that's one of the biggest things you need to do against Sorscha. Sorscha loves to freeze her infantry and kill it all, but she has some troubles when it comes to that line of sight and also just the range. So if you spread out, you can really cause it some issues. So now we're on to Khador turn 1. Of course, this will be too early for a feat, but they do want to try and kill off as much as they can if possible. So Behemoth comes up, tries to do some damage. I think it does a little bit of damage to the Banshee, but really nothing. Otherwise, the snipers are actually going to be trying to be going after the Halberdiers. Their defense is really high, but he goes for it and he kills off a few, so, you know, not too bad. Clearly, they're really close, though. They killed off 3, but they're really bunched together, and they're within now charge range of the Halberdiers. That water will help a bit, but clearly they're going to be all over them. Otherwise, the rest of the solos, there's tons of solos in this list. They all move up. Sorscha gets up on the hill. That one proxy base currently beside Behemoth is Ogren Bokur, and Gorman going up and doing smoke, and that's really it. So now we're on to Retribution turn 2. They know this will be their one turn to get in there and try and do something before they get feeded on. So it's really important to use this turn as effectively as possible to kill whatever you can, and then also just gain the field. And it's going to start off here with the Starfall Archers at the top. Now, they are able to kill Balok, who is going to put him on fire and a bunch of models around him on fire. And then another shot's going to hit 2 onto the Widowmakers, and then with some brutal damage, kill off 3 of them. So really, really lots of damage happening to those snipers already. Really, they just need to be more spaced out, and they would have been okay. But, yeah, looking pretty good there. Otherwise, the Strike Force are coming up. Still really fast because Quicken is on them. And with their shots, they don't really have a good shot at Sorscha, but they can try and kill off some of the support staff. So they kill off Solid's Wishnailer, they do the ones who are further back, a little bit of damage to Behemoth, and then otherwise one of them kills off one of the models from the mortar. So slowly trying to work that down. Next up here is going to be going up with the Riflemen, and they're going to be trying to finish off the mortar, but really between some range issues and also bad dice, he just can't hit it. I mean, Fog of War is up, and it's up on a hill, so its defense is actually pretty solid. Otherwise, Epic Iris kind of staying there in the forest to be safe. Banshee getting up and trying to do a shot, but it's short. And now is going to be when the Halberdiers go. They're going to get Desperate Pace, and they're going to get right in there. Now, actually, they don't have a lot to go after because stuff died, but they're definitely going to get up there and try and get in his face. I believe they get to make one attack, which misses, and then it's going to reform in with the guys that they can. Otherwise, Ossyan knows that it's better to stay alive. So Ossyan's going to run away and mainly camp as much as he can. Epic Iris also pulling back a little bit just to try and survive. And now we're going to be going back here to Khador. So at the start of turn here, Curtis really tries to find a way to pull off the assassination. Looks at it. This is normally what Sorscha wants to do, but Ossyan is really far back there and camping a lot. So after thinking about it, he decides to go for attrition instead. So the marksman, because he figures they won't be within the range of what's being made stationary, they try and attack the halberdiers. They can't do anything because, you know, they're marksmen. They're not exactly melee monsters. And now he needs to get the Ogren Bokur out of the way. So it's going to be charging up here and trying to go into one of these riflemen. So killing a guy there. And now that opens a spot for Sorscha to go up. So Sorscha is going to be wind rushing and then advancing. And she didn't get into the trench. She went a little bit further because he was trying to catch as much as possible. Plus, her defense is usually pretty extreme anyway. So looking here, guys, they're taking out the laser, trying to figure out what Sorscha has line of sight to. And it really is pretty much all the strike force, all the riflemen, and then the Banshee. Now, a couple of the riflemen were out of line of sight, but they're going to pretty much die from other shots anyway, because now that it's all stationary, now it's guns a-blazing. Sorscha, who already got an extra bullet from Reinhold, she's going to shoot twice, the Behemoth's going to charge in, then it's going to start shooting. Killing off a couple of guys here with the AoEs. After this, he's going to have, was it Gorman next? Gorman's going to come up. I think I would have gone for an acid bomb, but he went for blind. Just trying to stack some things up on here, so nothing wrong with that, I guess. Otherwise, he has the Eliminators come in. They do some work. Lots of guys. I mean, this is the thing. These little guns are going to do a lot. Now, the mortar is going to go. It kills off a couple of guys. Harlan Versh, this is like his dream. He gets his 4 shots. He kills off 4 guys. Pew, pew, pew. Then Oren Mintwinter is going to come up. He's going to be hitting the Banshee with the little chain lightning spell of his. And that's going to kill off 2 of the riflemen that actually weren't frozen. And then also kill Holt, which was an even bigger deal because then Ayanna failed her command test. So that really hurts. You can see all over. Things looking pretty bad for Retribution. A really hard attrition turn. Joe coming up here, shooting a guy. Dougal just kind of getting up. We're talking about how Dougal probably could have shot a guy because he has a quad iron gun as well. But a lot of times people just don't think about that with Dougal. But either way, now the Great Barrows are going to charge in. The halberdiers are not frozen, so they're not easy to hit, especially with set defense. But the Great Bear still managed to kill off a few of those models, so not too bad. And that's really it. So a really hard attrition turn, and now Retribution Ossyan really need to come back. Now Sorscha is standing right there out in the open, and there's a Banshee right there, but he's going to have to spend 1 to shake the stationary, which he does, and then still, her defense is really high. I mean, that's the thing with Sorscha. When she is wind rushing up and stuff like that, she is really hard to hit. So Ossyan's going to try and help with this. He's going to be shooting Behemoth with this effect here, which lowers the defense by 2. So that makes it a little bit more, you know, plausible. After this, the Starfall Archer is going to move up. One of them is going to be hitting Behemoth and then lighting Behemoth, Sorscha, and Eliminator on fire. So Sorscha really doesn't like to be on fire. After that, the other ones are going to be kind of shooting around here, but they're going to miss. You know, they got their work done first turn, and putting the caster on the fire, you know, nothing too bad there. Plus, it was kind of funny too. Here, they're scattering into some pretty important solos, but then Kieran's dice to be like 1-1-2 or something. Just pretty bad stuff. So, either way, caster on fire, Danger Town, Epic Iris coming in here to be within 5 inches of Behemoth, trying to shoot Sorscha, but missed. The one Thane tries to shoot Sorscha, but misses because it's really high. And now the Banshee's going to go. And the Banshee's going to be charging Sorscha, boosting to hit, and hit. It's at dice plus 3, and he rolls again a little bit low, but still does 10 damage. So Sorscha's on fire. and has already taken 10 damage, and that's really bad for her. Otherwise, the Halberdiers are going to be going next, and they're going to start working on these Great Bears. He's going to be killing off 2 of the Great Bears and knocking the last one down, so doing some really good work there with the Halberdiers. They get to reform even deeper, and now we're on to Khador, and he is really looking for this assassination. First of all, the fire does go out on Sorscha, so that threat's gone. One Eliminator dies from the fire, and Behemoth is not hurt. So Behemoth wants to get out of the way of Sorscha. So Behemoth comes down here, tries to punch some of these guys here. And now he gets ready to go Sorscha, and this is where he learns that the Banshee doesn't let you cast spells while within 5 inches. So that really, really killed his plan. Where he thought, like, yeah, I can sneak through and make this work. Now, the Behemoth, the Behemoth would have loved just to go and kill that Banshee, and now it's not. So now he's going to try and find another way out of it. The Ognbokur goes after the Banshee, does a little bit of damage there. At the top there, the Great Bear kills off a couple of guys. Even the Marksman killed a guy, so pretty good dice up there. And now he has to make a decision. Like, either Sorscha can try and leave and take that free strike, which will only hit on an 8, but still, if it connects, you're dead. Or she can stay there and try and cripple the Banshee, but that's kind of dangerous. The one Eliminator there was able to kill off 2 of the Strike Force, get a little bit deeper. So getting some pretty good work out of that. And now again, he's still trying to really gauge his options here. Joe is going to go up, shoot one more guy. The Mortar is going to go trying to kill off Iris or something, but it's going to scatter off, do nothing. And now he's going to go for it. So he's like, okay, take that free strike. And he misses. So Sorscha dodging a bullet here, although she's still in danger zone. So what she does is, once she gets out of range, hits a Tempest onto the Banshee. It's a pretty good POW spell, plus it knocks things down. So a knockdown one will be not only easier to, or harder to do anything with, but now he's going to go up with Gorman and blind him as well. So he's going to have to use one focus to shake that knockdown, one to shake down blind, but at the same time, that Tempest also killed the Bokur, killed Orin, and also went and knocked down the Versh. Now, she also wind rushed and went a little bit further down. All other models got in the way, and now it's up to Ossyan to try and see if he can find a way to kill her. Kind of wish I would have tipped down this camera to make it a little bit more focused on here now, but first thing he's going to do is take some free strikes, lose a couple of strike force so that he can actually get Sorscha unengaged. The other strike force is going to miss her. He is going to be doing some shooting with Ossyan and leaving her with only 4 boxes. He was really hoping that if he aimed with Ossyan, he can get it done. Epic Iris shot and aimed, needed a 7, but missed. And that's where he goes with the Banshee. The Banshee aims after shaking and then boosts and kills her. So the game just ended with an assassination of Sorscha. What are your guys' thoughts on the game?
Well, my first try at the assassination kind of botched it. I got lucky at the fact that she couldn't wind rush her way because of the no magic within 5 of the Banshee. I don't know how many times that saved my butt. Killing her was still tough. Came down to one of the last few dice rolls with the Banshee.
Stupid shaking the blind.
Shaking blind is a big deal. I like it. Overall, I think I probably could have played that game, I want to say, even more defensively. You did a lot of damage with your feet. I'm not sure I actually needed to go for the assassination that turn. I could have just disrupted Behemoth, kept my caster a little bit further back, and thrown the Banshee in this general area, and then tried scoring points on this side. Because the Mage Hunters on this side are just annoying to get rid of. And you'd have to commit something big to... Like, you could put Sorscha right on the flag.
Yeah.
But I still have enough back here that might have threatened her, so...
Well, my big thing was killing Silas early there.
Early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that hurt. That
hurts
made
tons.
Fog so that she couldn't freeze and grip and
Yeah.
wind rush, as well as having Fog.
Yeah,
like
because
that.
you could have just frozen that
So
side
that's
of
why
the table.
Silas is always with Sorscha.
Yeah.
Is that free focus.
I had a lot of lucky drifts first thing in the
Yeah.
game with that first round of Stormfall shots.
Getting rid of
that
Iris
really
and
gave me
Cal.
the advantage here, which I probably should have realized and pushed with. That's my thought on how I would have played it differently.
Yeah.
Is after that lucky first round, instead of running this way, maybe I would have ran here the next turn. Eris dies from fire, and then I would have come up and used my guns to have done more here.
So I guess another interesting thing about this game is that, I mean, this is a post-errata game, so I mean, normally that wouldn't happen at all, and now...
And then
would've been
Sorscha's
game.
not knocked down,
Yeah.
and then I wind rush and kill you.
That would have been game.
But I think we were talking about before, like, during the game, that we're all happy with the change, and
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, even if you got killed by it, you know...
Oh
that's-
yeah, even if I get killed by it, I understand it should be shakeable.
It still sort of did the job, though, right? I mean,
Yep. Oh, the minus
I was-
4
I was-
defense.
I was
and
knocked
that,
down.
and it causes you to spend another focus, which
because the other option, instead of shooting you, I could have,
slammed Behemoth.
well, not even that, just walked up, had you in reach. With 3 focus, that's 2 boosted attack rolls on a PAL 17.
Something I'm just realizing now is that when you knocked down your Versh, he never got up or anything, and if he would have, you'd be engaging and not able to shoot.
I thought I couldn't get him down because of.
He knocked you down on his
knocked him
turn.
down
That's
on my
right, so
turn,
this couldn't
he
happen.
couldn't get up.
Oh,
I was just
That's
thinking,
why
like,
I didn't bother.
I wouldn't have been able to
activating.
aim. You're right.
But now you could have because he's knocked down, so you don't count as
Yeah.
engaging or anything like that. So
Yeah. As far as I remember, you can't get up on the turn. You knock yourself down.
yeah, I think that's
No,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was lucky, right? I mean, like I said, my option was I would have walked over and attacked you once with 1 boosted to hit roll.
Yeah.
I guess in this case the result would have been the same. It would have been a hit.
Well,
at
you
a-
still
at a
would have
high
had to
count.
shake the 2, so you would have only had
Yeah.
1 focus.
So-
So you want to boost the 1 hit, but that's all you really need.
the
against
difference,
Sorscha,
though-
if you can hit.
To be fair, aiming compared to Matt, I still would have been at a net -1 on my dice roll. So it's just harder for me to actually have gotten that hit.
Yeah.
The other thing is you moved 6 and you were already away from me. Now that I think of it, I only moved 5 with reach. I don't think I would have actually been able to have.
To get, she was 3 inches this way. Oh yeah, you've got
Oh
enough.
yeah, sorry, we're good. Just a mental.
What I was surprised you didn't do is shake both blind and whatever, slam Behemoth over Sorscha, then shoot the crap out of her because she's knocked
I
down
need
and
3
unengaged.
inches. I need 3 inches to slam.
Oh right.
The
I forgot
gun
about
doesn't slam large spaces as well. It just knocks them down.
Okay.
Any small or medium, it slams D3.
Okay.
Um,
I'd forgotten because that's what you were planning on doing earlier,
yeah.
or thinking of shooting your own guy earlier.
Yeah, I don't know what I did there. That turn that you had her in here,
Yeah.
and I was
You
here.
charged.
I charged because I had activated every model first.
Charging with a Banshee on Sorscha is a good thing. Keeping her
Oh, I
from
know,
casting
I know.
spells.
But what I should have done is, first thing, run a guy up, shoot him in the back, put him like 2 into like a quarter little thing.
Mhm.
I do still need to roll a 5 or 6 on the slam to hit, but if that slam hits, then the army just shoots you, and
Yeah.
with the extra die damage and stuff, that would have been a no-brainer. So.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for the
Yes.
game, and for those watching, thanks for watching. Bye.